I don't even have a most anticipated 2015 movies list, because let's face it, 2015 is gonna be huge! Hello everyone and welcome to the Film Feast's second channel update, or as I'm calling this video, my 2015 resolutions video for the channel. You guys don't want to hear about my personal resolutions about getting abs and not drinking soda anymore and, not petting random babies on the street. Before I get into the meat and potatoes of this video, I have to take a moment to thank everyone who helped this channel grow and thrive in the last 11 months. And that includes, first and foremost, all of you, the fans, the subscribers, the commenters, the likers. Without you guys, this channel wouldn't have gone anywhere. I also have to give personal thanks to a couple of guys who helped me make this channel a reality. That includes my friend and former college classmate, Stephen George, who gave me numerous bits of advice. He gave me constructive criticism along the way. Anytime I had a question for him, he would rise to the occasion, answer it. Even if he didn't know the answer, he would actually go and try and find out. So dude, you were essential to the process, and I thank you from the bottom of my heart. Next, my pal and writing colleague Seth, who set up the Facebook page, which actually has 110 likes as of today. So that wouldn't exist without him. He took the liberty and made it without even asking me, and that was just awesome of him. So thank you, dude. I can't go any further without thanking my opening title team. That includes Griffin Prawl, who did the animation, the gorgeous animation, and my friend Talon Tartar, who did the music for it. So without those guys, that wouldn't be there. That really took the show to the next level. So thank you guys very much for that. Griffin also did a lot of the illustrations that you see accompanying the individual story videos. As well, my friend Samir Barrett did the Pacific Rim Gypsy illustration, which is hilarious. They're all hilarious, and they also just help open up the story a little bit better. My friend Daniel composed those in-slate splash pages that you see at the end of every episode of the Film Feast. They're advertising old episodes and all that, and I thought that was really necessary for the show, so thank you, dude, for doing those. And finally, I have to thank my parents and my best friends, y'all know who you are, for the continued moral support that I need to continue doing this show. The Film Feast lives on because of you. So now that that's over, let's talk about how the Film Feast will be bigger and better in 2015. The biggest thing, more content. I produced 51 videos in 2014, and while that's great, especially for a brand new channel, for me personally, I would have liked to have put out so much more than that. But you see, life got in the way. It's a combination of my job, my personal relationships, my laptop dying, consuming a decent amount of movies. I only watched 176 movies in 2014. Which isn't that good for me. That's when I have to turn back around and say thank you once again to the fans who stuck with me through all the late news, the delayed videos, especially those last two episodes of The Appetizer, which were inexcusably late. Thank you guys so much for that. Before I can start building the variety of content that I have on the channel, I have to catch up with the news. Seriously, Ketchup Edition has to end. And that's why I'm doing Ketchup Edition Extravaganza, in which I will be catching up with all of the news in 3 separate videos. First, there will be a general film news video, then there will be a Marvel movie news video, and then a DC movie news video. A lot of that Marvel and DC stuff you guys probably already know about, but again, it's my vlog. I want to talk about it. So there you have that. Those videos will start arriving to you late next week. I'm not really sure yet, but I hope. I'm gonna give a little less priority to The Appetizer just because I found I don't have as much passion shooting those episodes unless it's a trailer that I'm really excited about. Next resolution for the channel, I need to do more video reviews. That was probably one of the biggest things that I wanted to deliver on with the channel in the first year that I failed with. I only did 3 video reviews. I want to do a lot more in the next year. Again, it's just another thing that depends on how heavy my workflow is. If I'm working a lot, even if I go see a movie, I may not be able to muster up the words to write a whole review for it. And even if I do that, I may not have the energy to shoot the video for it. And you guys, that's what my Letterboxd account is good for. If you want to know how I feel about a recent release, just go on there, and if I have seen it, I will have probably written something about it. And even if I didn't write something, I did a star review. I always do star reviews. The stars control my life, you guys! You could say it's The Fault in Our Stars? On to brand new shows and content. You may have seen me branching out in 2014 from the main shows on the channel where I do quickie vlogs, stuff like my ALS Ice Bucket Challenge video and the Ghostbusters Donut vlog. More stuff like that, very quick, unrehearsed, maybe rants, keeping it light, but at the same time like, oh, you know, I just came from this movie and there were these idiots talking, stuff like that. I want to start a show where I exhibit the posters and artwork that I have hanging around my apartment. I love these artists, I love these pieces, otherwise I wouldn't have paid an exorbitant amount of money for them, and I want you guys to appreciate them as well. Next, there's the biggest project that I have planned for 2015, and it's called Sam Watches. This was the original plan for the Film Feast. I watch a movie and then talk about it on camera. But I needed to use film and television news as a vessel to get me where I am today. The game plan for Sam Watches is basically limitless. I want you guys to suggest movies for me to watch, and I will talk about them on camera, but I want to push it a step further, and I want to, watch a movie while we live stream a discussion about it. That sort of thing is really intriguing to me, and it's one of the main reasons why I wanted to put myself out there on YouTube. I want all of you who are watching the Film Feast to join me on this little journey that I have of discovering cinema and really learning more about cinema. Yes, I may have gone through 4 years of film school, but even now I find myself having such a surface knowledge of the craft and industry that I love. So with that said, I am happy to announce my first project for Sam Watches will be the Bond series. That's right. I actually haven't seen a majority of these movies. I've seen most of Pierce Brosnan's run as the character as well as all the Daniel Craig movies, but I figured what time better than now, having Spectre come out at the end of the year. It's a very exciting time for Bond fans. So I hope those James Bond fans of you out there will join me on this journey. I think I'm going to watch 3 movies and then shoot an episode. Anything more than that would get bloated. But I won't stop there with Sam Watches. It's not all about the films, it's also about television shows. So for my first television marathon project of Sam Watches, I will be returning to a series from my teenage years to figure out if it's as good as I remember it. And I will be watching the Invader Zim series. I've held on to these DVDs for dear life because frankly, Invader Zim was my shit when I was a kid. And that probably explains a few things about the adult that I have developed into. Either way, I'm gonna burn through this series in a weekend and talk about it in a single episode of Sam Watches. That probably won't be coming to you guys until early summer, mostly because I want to focus on the James Bond series. So I hope you guys are as excited as I am about Sam Watches because it's kind of what I'm all about. But there's one more thing I want to talk about. There exists a genre of television and movies that I don't talk about a lot on the Film Feast, mostly because I don't have the time. But I want to start talking about it more in 2015. I don't have a name for the show yet, but I want to start talking more about anime. Anime has been one of the biggest sources of entertainment for me since I was a teenager. And granted, I haven't watched new anime since like 2008, but I want you guys to help me out with that. Unfortunately, this won't be something that you see until the second half of 2015. And even if I have the time and energy to do it, I may feel like it's too much of an undertaking, simply because I've been out of the game for too long. I don't even know how to talk about anime. I barely know how to talk about movies. Even if this anime discussion show doesn't happen in 2015, it's inevitable. It's gonna happen one way or the other. I just don't know exactly when. Alright, that's it. You stuck around, you heard everything there is to hear, and I thank you for giving me the time of day. Also, quick note, I'm in a couple of other shows on YouTube. My friend Daniel and I do a show called Roommates. We have a lot of fun. And then my friend Keel does a show called Drink and Play. I've been on 2 episodes of that. Please seek it out, support these guys, they are hilarious. Thank you guys as always, please like this video and subscribe to the Film Feast, and stay tuned for more episodes of the Film Feast, TV Dinner, The Appetizer, hopefully more video reviews, and more. I love you. Was that a circle? I don't know. Anyway, bye!